I don't know what he's going to ask me. I don't know if he's going to get down on one knee.
Well, that would be very spectacular.
But that, I don't agree with marriage anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's a good job because I was going to ask you anyway.
Oh. Okay.
So, what made you decide to start playing again?
I don't know. Well, why did I start playing again? It was just something that I think that was, it's like, was inside me, and I just thought that if I didn't start playing again, I'd probably get very more unhappy than I already was. So, yeah, because I'm actually a qualified immigration lawyer now, but that doesn't really do it for me. It's very dry, and it's just like the artistic side of myself wasn't getting any release or any expression. So I just got back into it by getting the right digital audio workstation, but I'm having real big problems with that, not really mastering it.
And actually, to flip that question round, how come you didn't play for such a long time?
Well, I think I was really caught up with like studying my law degree and then going on to become professionally qualified. That was very time-consuming and absorbing. So, yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. I think maybe it was confidence, feeling that, you know, that part of me was gone. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, really.
I mean, was it because with the au pairs, it was a difficult ending, that kind of put you off playing music?
It wasn't a very good ending. Probably quite typical of any relationship that breaks up. But, I think, probably. Also, I mean, I wasn't one of those people who had lots of contacts. So I kind of like went off on my own, and then because my brain was a little bit scrambled after being in a band and everything that involved, I just thought I've got to get my mind back together. So I thought I'll do something really difficult, like I'll study law, you know. So that kind of got my mind back together. But then after I'd got my mind back together, it was like you say, you know, there was this thing that was missing, the creative sort of, side of oneself.
I mean, would you have a guitar at home occasionally play it, or was it just
No, I didn't play anything. In fact, when I started playing the guitar again, it was really awful because I couldn't actually keep in time. And I couldn't hear where I was supposed to come in. It was just like I had to kind of wade through this real like blind spot. It was just really strange, and to really kind of go right back to the beginning. And then this friend of mine, she insisted that I bought a guitar, and she made me go into the music department of John Lewis. Can you believe that? And she made me buy this Ovation guitar, and I bought a guitar and I bought an amp, and then having a guitar around helped, and then I got another guitar, a Seagull, which is a beautiful electroacoustic, and then I thought maybe I should try playing the electric guitar again, and so I bought this really daft electric guitar which I bought online. It got delivered in a big cardboard box. I just thought that was so funny, an electric guitar being delivered in a cardboard box. But it was a real crap guitar. And then I got asked to play a tour with Lesley, and I thought, right, I'm going to buy a really good electric guitar now. So I went out and bought another Fender Telecaster, and then the tour got cancelled. But I thought, I'm not going to get rid of the guitar. I'll keep it, which I have.
So when you revisit the old au pair songs, you play in quite a different style, don't you?
Yeah, I don't really listen to the au pairs. I mean, if they come on the radio, I jump up and down, go, it's me! But I don't listen to them because I think that, partly because I think I was very young when I did that, and I think it's it's about me when I was young, you know. And I'm not young, as young. I mean, I'm young, but not as young.
But I like what you do to me. I mean, I also really like the sound of the original bands, because I like that kind of sound.
Yeah.
But what you seem to have done is maybe just more like songs, you know, they feel more melodic and there's a richness to them, which probably wasn't there before.
Yeah, I think they're much more song-like. Also, I don't feel constrained by, like, punk was great, but punk was like, it makes me laugh because during punk, things like country music were really uncool, and things were really uncool, and you just didn't do them. And you know, it was much more about being non-melodic and not being able to play. So, like, I found in a way punk was quite constraining in that way, but yeah, I think songs, they probably are more song-like, got more chords in them. That's one of the things when I started playing again, I thought, I've got to play more than 2 chords.
So it's 3 now? Okay.
No, it's 5. Yeah, I've gone from one extreme to the other. Now I'm actually thinking, no, it's all right, Les. You actually, you know, 3 chords is fine.
I mean, were they originally written as, you know, proper songs and then sort of kind of post-punked up in a sense, you know, with the strictures of the time or whatever? Yeah,
and also you're playing with other people, so in a way, you know, with all due respect to Jane, who I think is a great bass player, Jane was a self-taught bass player, and so there was a little bit of like, better not make it too many chords, because otherwise Jane won't be able to. Well, she probably could. I'm probably totally underestimating her. And I'm sure she'd be really cross if she heard what I just said. But yeah, I think that the music was tailored to the what was going on in the culture and the way and the people that were involved in making it. The sound came out of those individuals. Which is a great sound.
It's a fantastic sound, but in a weird way.
Well, the au pairs.
Both what you've done to the songs now, but the au pairs don't sound dated. You get like most modern groups in a sense sound like that now, don't they? So they don't sound like a capsule from another time.
No, they don't sound. No, they don't. No, the music still resonates now. Yeah.
So you said you changed the lyrics as well.
Yeah, I did. Well, with one song in particular, "Sex Without Stress," I felt that was on the second album, and I feel about a lot of the songs on the second album were not really finished, or like didn't reach their full potential, or maybe should have just been discarded altogether, as opposed to being put on a record. But I think that we were up against it financially. Budget in the studio, and also my voice was shot. So what was the question?
Change the lyrics. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so like with "Sex Without Stress," I just changed the lyrics, yeah. And also I think made it more contemporary in what's going on now in sexual politics. Like when the au pairs are around, there's a lot more stuff now about the stuff going on now in the culture and society about, you know, things have moved on from playing with a different sex. You know, gay people can get married now. So,
yeah, I mean, it's difficult to remember how preserved everything was then. But the battle's not over, is it?
I don't know. I'm a bit too tired to keep battling.
Yeah, I mean, which is fair enough. I mean, we don't have to sing it. We sing about what feels taken to them. I mean, the songs you write now, are they more personal or?
No, not really. No, they're not. No, they're not. No.
Okay, so what are they if you're not?
Well, they're. Well, like I said, one of the songs was inspired by the fact that a lot of people around me were breaking up, like going through really heavy breakups, like divorce, which is really heavy if you've gone through the whole marriage thing and then divorce, it's, you know, pretty traumatic. So there was quite a few people around me at the time who were like going through these terrible dramas, you know, and like were pretty devastated. So that inspired me to write a new song. And then I was kind of caught up in the Middle Eastern thing, and so I wrote a song called Stay in Peace, but actually it was more so to do with Africa as well, right? And then, yeah, I mean, now we have the war in Ukraine, so, yeah, but then I think that's a bit like, I think it's sort of like on a par with Patti Smith's The People Have the Power. That kind of, it's almost cheesy, but it's not.
No, so I think it's hard to write a song that engages a lot of people in a very simple way, isn't it? I mean, it's not easy.
Yeah, I mean, I think also there's this thing that when you get caught up in a genre or a type, you start writing according to that genre and type, but you can get really insulated and think that's all there is, just me and my group, my clique, me and my friends. But there isn't. There's a lot more people who come from kind of completely different situations and, you know, never lived through punk what am I trying to say? So it's like those are people to communicate with as well, you know. So you don't end up through your whatever artistic thing you're doing, music or painting, you don't just end up painting for other painters. Or like in the world of academia, sometimes I think with academics, like they write for each other, they don't really write for anyone else, you know. So
yes, it's kind of somehow getting that also being pop as well. I mean, the Opairs were a pop band, weren't they?
Were they?
I think so. They're pop songs, it's obvious. They were a good pop song.
Yeah.
I mean, it was always hits, a couple of hits.
Yeah, it was, yeah. It should be, you know, I don't know, maybe it should be remixed and put out there as a 12-inch or something. Yeah.
Or get somebody to cover it. That's the usual way to get it.
Yeah, that's possible, although I might feel strange about that.
We'll pay for the guitar.
I'm very possessive about my songs.
Or would you say you have to have done this in the right way?
I think I find it very hard to take a back seat. I don't know, I probably be cool about it. There is a band actually who covered it, and they do quite a good version, yeah.
Is that because it changes the meaning by the way people sing it to you?
Well, yeah, they get, does it change the meaning? I don't think so. They get the words wrong sometimes. It makes me laugh.
Couldn't you just ask the keynote?
Yeah.
So do you prefer the setup you have now when you're working on your own?
No, I don't prefer it, but I think it's just the way it is, isn't it? Because the Opairs didn't last very long, and they, when they split up, it was, I can't remember what I was going to say.
Well, it's just like, you know, playing songs. Would you work with a band again, or do you prefer it like this? Or?
They don't want to get back together.
Well, not that band.
Oh, would I work with? If it was a good vibe and
So do you see what you're doing now as sort of testing the water, seeing if it still works?
Well, I think
seeing if you still work.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So just getting used to singing again as well, because I lost my voice, and when I lost it, I really felt like, oh my God, I've lost something that I had complete control over, and it really freaked me out. But I didn't appreciate that it wasn't surprising that I'd lost my voice, because we'd been touring, and in those days you had to really compete with a PA behind you. It's not like, it wasn't digital, you know, and probably a lot of the time you didn't have very good monitors, so you really strain your voice, and touring, obviously, a lot, and using it, probably not using it right. So when I lost my voice, I was very devastated, and I didn't really understand what was happening.
So how do you find your voice then? Do you have to like train it up? I mean, I thought the voice
I don't know. I just went through a very strange mental thing with it because I got really paranoid. I got kind of obsessive about it. And I'd like walk into a room and think everyone in the room knew I'd lost my voice and that they were making funny noises because they knew I couldn't make them because I'd lost my voice. It was really weird. It was like tripping. And I thought, that's when I thought, oh my God, I'm going mad. So what shall I do? I need to do something to stop me going mad. So I started doing a law degree.
Okay, and then
most people would go into therapy, but I think I didn't have any money, or I'd rather spend my money on whatever.
I always thought you did the law, immigration law thing as almost a logical conclusion of the politics of the band in a way.
Well, it was an area of law that was like accessible to me because it was about, you know, asylum seekers and migrants and human rights and what's going on in a lot of countries in the world, which I didn't know much about, and I learned an awful lot about that. That was very interesting. Yeah. So I found my niche in law by doing immigration. Yeah. Yeah.
So how did you get your voice back? Did you have to train it up?
Just by not using it a lot, and I don't know, just gradually getting back into it.
But like I say, you know, it sounds good when your voice sounds
Does it? I don't know.
There's a richness to it now. Yeah, it sounds really good.
Oh, thanks.
So it sounds like it's come back, maybe it has come back, you haven't noticed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know what it sounded like.
Well, it sounded good, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I guess I better believe that.
So you one of those people who got into being in bands in that period, that post-punk period, or by mistake? I mean, a lot of people, you know, before in the old days, people were driven to be in bands, but in that kind of punk period, everybody was in a band by default, and then suddenly it made sense of it. Are you one of those people, or was it something you always wanted to do when you were younger?
Don't know about being a band, but I do remember like taking guitar lessons and writing songs and playing in school concerts. I liked singing, and I liked when I learned to play the guitar. I liked being able to wow, now I can write songs. But that was when I was really young, and then I joined these two guys who were really straight. And became a girl in a trio that went round playing the working men's clubs.
Oh, so you had a proper old school musical background?
Yeah.
Was that like doing covers?
Yeah. Like, hey, hey, Paul, I've been waiting for you. Hey, hey, Paul. And then it was, hey, hey, Paul. It was a duet. Yeah. Anyway, stuff like that, yeah. It was quite corny, but quite nice melodic songs.
Yeah, a good way.
A long time ago.
A good way of learning, I guess.
Yeah. And then, what happened? Oh, yeah, well, to cut a long story short, I went to Birmingham University, and I had this itch to play in a band. And I met this guy at a bus stop. He had very long, very dark curly hair. He was very handsome, and he was wearing a leather jacket. And that was Paul, the guitarist from the Au Pairs. So I seduced him and persuaded him that he should get a band together with me.
Did you have any idea what the band was going to sound like? You know,
no, I had no idea at all. He'd been in a band that modelled themselves on the New York Dolls. And Pete was the drummer, so I pinched him as well. And then, eventually we ended up kind of getting involved with Rock Against Racism, and through that met Martin, who became the band manager. I don't know if he really was a manager. I don't think he was the type. But and he knew a female bass player, and she was learning to play bass, and she was the only female bass player around. So then we got in touch with her, and then we started rehearsing. And then about 6 weeks later, we had a gig, and it was a complete mess. Everybody played the wrong thing at the wrong time, you know, one of those complete and utter shambles. But for some reason, everyone liked us. It was just really staggering. They were like, "Are you mad?"
So after that, we were trying to make sense of the mess. Is that
and it was like, we were just along for the ride, I think. We just like got carried along on this sort of wave of euphoria. They like us! It's incredible!
But you came out with the original sound. It wasn't that messy, was it?
No, actually, I was really like, wow. Yeah, it sort of came together. It kind of got tight. I mean, you have to bring something to the table. I remember that I had scribbled these songs which had 3 chords. One was something like "You." Do you remember that on the first single?
Mm-hmm.
You're just a number. You're on their files. You. That one. And then there was "Monogamy," I think. And so I remember going there with the chords and showing them, and then they came together. Yeah.
Where did the kind of funky, scratchy post-punkiness come from?
I think that was just like influences, probably the Gang of Four, you know, that scratchy guitar sound that's quite abrasive as well. Yeah.
I always wondered, I always thought you kind of came out of isolation, so there was like a cross-pollination.
What do you mean?
You know, like you heard them and you kind of did sort of took a little bit from that into your sound. But I always thought that you should actually come up that separately, like convergent evolution or something.
What?
Well, you get like different animals in different places, ending up, you know, without knowing that the other ones exist. So you didn't know the Gang before there. That's what I thought. So you came up with your sound.
I can't remember. Yeah. I don't know. I think it was just because that for some reason it all just came together. Yeah. I mean, it was quite magical. And like you asking me if I would be adverse to getting in a band, I wouldn't be against getting in a band, but there was a very special sort of well, I don't know, when you're in a room with 4 people, you don't know what's going to happen, and then suddenly what happens is like it's really good. You know, it works, and everybody gets a buzz off that, and that's, I think, what kept us going. But I also think that's when that buzz went, then it was, you know, it was time to maybe either stop or have a break.
Yeah, I think that magic in most bands is only a short period, isn't it?
Yeah, like passion in relationships.
Yeah, always like that. It's all about washing dishes.
Yeah.
For the 3rd album. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in a sense now you're like a solo artist. That's a different kind of thing. It's a band. It wouldn't be a band, would it? Be people just playing your songs, I guess.
Well, I don't know. I haven't really thought that far ahead. Like, what would the band do? I don't know. Or what would it? I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's no plan at all, is there?
No, I haven't got a plan. Just been asked to do the support slot on a tour with the Chameleons in the UK, which is 11 dates. And I think that would be like good practice for me. But I haven't really thought about whether getting a band together. I think I'm just trying to get confident, really, as a performer, getting up on stage in front of people. And I think it's something that I had to try for myself, really. Yeah, but I don't know, if the right group of people came along and they made the right sound, yeah.
I mean, you are right that you've got new songs, so there's obviously...
Well, I've got a few. I need to write some more. That's the other thing, I need to write some more material.
If you were just playing old songs and rearranging, which would be great, that'd be one thing. But with new songs, that kind of hints that you're probably going to at some point record them and make an album.
Yeah. I think, well, yeah, that would be nice. I don't think I have sufficient songs yet. I still need to write some more for an album. That's what I think. I need another, few. But yeah, and I think that's going out on tour and playing them will help me to nail them.
Oh yeah. I mean, all songs have to be played live. It changes them.
Yeah. I think that's the best way of getting to learn how to, so that when you go in the studio to record it, you know exactly what you're doing. Virtually every, few words, how you're intonating and so on.
Well, was it a case like once it took ages to write the first song again, and then once you've written it, you kind of the floodgates opened, or was it?
I did have a flurry of creative energy and wrote about 3, 4, 5 songs, a couple of which I discarded, which I kept. I had a flurry of creativity, but I haven't had that again yet.
Maybe after this gig,
Yeah.
Are you surprised there's even space that existed as a...
How?
Like now as an older artist,
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, you never think you could be making music over 30, let alone...
No, I think it's a great age to be my age. I mean, it's a great time because there's all these people in their 60s, 50s, 70s coming out and playing. It's just, I think that's very encouraging.
That's a good thing. Music should be for everybody, shouldn't it? And it does, it brings a different aspect to your songwriting as well, which is important as well.
I mean, it's just great that there's these great artists who are still performing, like Patti Smith, Lucy, what's that woman we went to see at the Barbican? Oh, she's in there. Lucinda Williams, she's great. And who else? There's loads of people, isn't there? Chrissy Hynde, they're all old uns.
Well, they've still got it up there. They're still
that's great. Well, they're still obviously creating and, people really like it. So,
Okay, so we've got time for a couple of questions from the floor.
I feel like the President of the United States.
I've got one question. According to your law, Rob, how do you feel about working in an environment that oppresses people in so many places, and then you have songs by all players, which are...
Which environment?
What I'm talking about is the law in many places oppresses people. And
I only do one.
Really empowering songs by all players. How does it all connect?
Well, I only work in one area of law. I work in immigration. And I'm a sole practitioner, which means that I work alone. So it works for me.
Okay.
So I've made it work. I've kind of done it on my own terms, So and like the area of law, it's quite political. It's very political. I don't work for the state.
Okay.
I don't work for the Home Office.
That's better. And can I have a second question?
Yeah.
The second question is, do you still stand by all the beliefs behind the lyrics of Opus? Do you still think they're relevant to be?
Do I think they're relevant today?
And do you still can, sign your name under them and say, yeah, I wrote this and I'm proud of it?
Oh yeah, I'm very proud of it. Yeah. I think the songs are some of them are very witty, and I think they're well-written songs. I like the lyrics. I think the lyrics of a song like Dear John are really good, or like We're So Cool. I like those lyrics. Yeah. But they came, it's not like they're manifesting a religion or an ideology that I have to adhere to, like in Monk. well, it's hopefully about freedom. I mean, how you interpret a song. Am I waffling?
No, actually, it's good. Yeah.
You know, everybody, I think that songs are open to interpretation. But if they mean something to everyone or to a lot of people, that means that you've got a good song.
Okay, one more question. Right.
Thank you very much. Hope I wasn't too boring.